I know it's getting near the end of the day. There is alcohol in your futures. But right now, there is the Hacker Games. So, I know some of you. Actually, I don't know any of you. No, I do know some of you. For those of you who I don't know, I'm Sam Humphries, and I am part of Exabine, but I'm also part of the Hacking Games. And with me, very, very pleased to bring on Mr. Fergus. Hey, big round of applause.
Small round of applause. Go for it.
Fergus, who are you and why are you here?
Yeah, so very nice to meet you all. It's been great actually coming to the B-sides. We went to a dinner last night. It's my first experience, and I've got to say it's a really special, humbling group of community that I think if you don't know about it, you don't get it. And then you start to spend time with people and you start to feel it, and the interest in the community sense is absolutely amazing. And the reason why I don't know about it is because I don't come from the cybersecurity world at all, actually. But along with my two co-founders, Oliver and Dan, and also one of our colleagues, Noah, we set up a business called the Hacking Games 12 months ago. So we come from quite a different set of backgrounds, and I think that's why we may be solving the problem of how to educate kids and inspire them to be ethical hackers in a slightly different way than perhaps people have tried before. So we have two of our co-founders. So Sandy is probably Hollywood's biggest deal maker. He was the founder of Creative Artist Agency, which is a big talent agency in Hollywood. He ran Universal Studios. He sits on the board of the Savvy Gaming Group, which is like the biggest gaming investment company in the world. So he's our co-founder. Oliver, founder, is a BAFTA award-winning movie producer. He's just come hot from his latest movie with Claire Foy and Richard E. Grant, just came out from LA a couple of days ago. Oliver is two things. He is the head of our entertainment division. He's also my oldest friend, godfather to my son. And then we have Dan and Aziz. Aziz is on the beach right now, enjoying himself. Dan has just come in from Amsterdam. Dan and Aziz have been in cybersecurity for 24 years. The founding team members of Outpost 24, which is a penetration testing company, and they've given us amazing insight and access into the world of cybersecurity. I really do feel like we have the most amazing hacking community of hackers alongside us, of which Sam is on our advisory board and has been an absolutely brilliant totemic partner in our little journey that we're on.
It's not just us. There are more of us.
There are more. That was seamless, Sam. That was seamless. So over the last 12 months, we have put together a really nice ecosystem of people who are trying to help us solve this problem. So we're really happy to have a research partnership with the University of Oxford and Professor Jonathan Mosthouse. He wrote a book called The Industry of Anonymity, which looked at the human and social impact of cybercrime. So Jono's on our advisory board as well. We have the privilege of working with various government entities who have approached us. So we have the FBI, we have the National Crime Agency, we also now have GCHQ and the NCFTA. Let's get that one around, limited. So these guys have joined us as well because they have a shared mission to try to make the world safer. We have KPMG as a corporate partner, and then we have two entertainment companies, which we'll talk about later, who are kind of British-based, world's leading entertainment companies in documentary making and reality TV making. We've also got a wonderful group of advisors. We have Laura Concala, you may be familiar with. She's on the European Speaker Network from F-Secure. We have Samantha Humphries, or Sue, as we like to call her. We have Professor Lusthouse and Stefan Jagoin, who's a really interesting guy. He ran Europol's cybercrime division. So he's been hunting the gangs and recruiting kids off gaming platforms for the last 15 years. And we have Tim Orchard, who's a CISO from the industry. So this is our community that we've built at one level. And then, Sam, we have another set of community, don't we?
Yes, we do. Look at them right here. Some of them. And maybe some more on the screen. So building something like this takes a village, without question. And there are 5 of us right here. You've seen people's heads on the slides. We have been talking to many people in the industry, and this isn't something we can do on our own. So some of these folks you will know. One of them you may see on a video later. Any prizes for which Chris Roberts I'm talking about. And two of the coolest people, arguably, while they are all cool, to my mind are Bea and Marco, who you'll hear from in just a second, because they are forming one of the levels of kind of advisory committee, which has been christened Cyber, but in the way of Marvel having its acronyms, because God knows cybersecurity loves an acronym. So we have one of those as well. So So yeah, lots of people, definitely there is work to be done, so the call to action will come at the end for sure. But first of all, we wanted to show you this. Now, part of the hacking games is it's kind of blowing the doors off hacking for the masses, so that they can understand that hackers aren't just kids in hoodies in bedrooms just trying to screw up the world and watch it burn. There is so much good that goes on in this industry, so much good, and the people in this room, you are all part of that. But in order for us to take this to the masses, we need to explain to them what it is, why it is, what the problem is we're trying to solve. So you may watch this now and think, I know all this. You may not be the ideal customer. If we're talking to the masses, it's everyone from my mum to Jen's baby that came in earlier and everyone in between. So here's our video. Let's see what you think.
An alarming rise in cyber attacks.
They prefer a life in the shadows.
By 2027, cybercrime is forecast to cost the world $23 trillion in 1 year. That's twice the cost of COVID. Who are the criminals?
Top 7 most powerful hacker groups in the world. North Korea is behind it.
Seems to be coming from pro-Kremlin hackers.
Not who you think.
Where are you gonna get money to build your house and go to Central Park?
I'll start hacking.
Where are you gonna hack? From what and who?
From your computer.
It's children. 60% of teenagers have hacked someone by the age of 16.
Guys, I think my kid's a hacker. Okay, they're doing their math work, right? And he goes, Mom, watch what I can do. We gotta watch these kids, man. They're too smart for us.
It's a generational crisis with children being taught coding at school, but no code of ethics. It all starts with hunting for gaming cheat codes.
Oh my God, that guy's hacking on Xbox.
No rules, no guidance, no principles.
That's a hacker, bro. He's literally hacking.
Children are facing an ethical fork in the road. Do they aspire to be hacking criminals or hacking creators shaping the world?
This is the ultimate guide becoming an ethical hacker. Emphasis on the ethical.
The hacking games will use entertainment to inspire Generation A and Z to become hacking creators and make the world safer and more creative. Our documentary will explore this ethical crisis and is in production in partnership with multi-award-winning documentary makers Noah Media Group. Our reality TV show will be a global competition searching for the best ethical hackers to recruit into a Justice League. It's in development with 2603 Entertainment, the team behind Survivor, Britain's Got Talent, and The X Factor. The Hacking Games digital world will provide an interactive platform for fans to watch content, compete in games, learn ethical hacking, and meet ethical hackers. It's in development with Improbable, the world's leading metaverse platform. The Hacking Games, the first global entertainment platform reframing hacking and inspiring a new generation of defenders rather than attackers.
Nice. Want to have that? Yeah, you go now.
So for the guys who just arrived, just kind of summarize why we're here. So we set up a business called the Hacking Games. Our mission is to create a generation of ethical hackers globally to make the world safer. And the reason why we're doing that, which some of that video touched on, is that you know this, that by 2027, cybercrime will cost the world $23.8 trillion in a single year. That is the GDP of the US. It's twice the cost of COVID globally, according to the IMF. So that's like a massive number. But what really amazed us and scared us is when we looked into the data and we said, well, who are the hackers? Obviously all the usual suspects, the North Koreans and the Russians and the gangs, but the vast majority of the infantry people are kids. And the data we shared there is that 60% of kids interviewed in America and New York have hacked someone by the age of 16. 32% of the British kids have hacked someone by the age of 13. And to be really honest, I didn't believe it. I didn't believe that data. It felt impossible to me that 6 out of 10 teenagers in New York City have hacked someone. So we went and spoke to the FBI and the NCA and the NCFTA and GCHQ, and they've really corroborated it. Stefan on our board, the former head of cybersecurity at Europol, cybercrime at Europol, has spent the last 15 years hunting down the gangs who are recruiting kids off gaming platforms. And this is what happens. Kids play Roblox. My son Raphael is 9 years old. He's spectacularly mediocre and average. He is not a STEM genius. He's not a maths genius. But he plays Roblox and he wants the digital fighter jet. And he comes to me and he goes, Dad, can I have 5 Robux? I say no. So he goes onto the streamers on the YouTube channel and he watches the streamers. And in the comments, they're all sharing cheat codes, generative AI produced. He needs zero computer science skills to go and find these cheat codes. He takes a cheat code, he goes onto Roblox, he breaks the game, he hacks into my account or someone else's account, and he takes the asset he wants. And this is a vicious cycle because it's only a game, right? It doesn't matter. But what we've learned is from the law enforcement is it's a behavioral cycle. I want something, I'm not allowed to have it, I go and find a cheat code, I break the platform, I get what I want. And there's no social contract. In real life, Rafa knows from myself and my wife that he cannot punch someone in the face and steal their money. He knows that's wrong. That's reaffirmed by the village, by the community, by his school. People say that's wrong. And it's enforced by law enforcement and the government structure. But in this space, as you guys well know, not a single one of those three pillars of the social contract exists. Parents have no clue. You guys do, because you're inside the category, but the rest of the world has no clue what their kids are doing online. The community not only doesn't stop it, it actually encourages it, it eggs each other on. And thirdly, law enforcement are completely under-resourced and unaffected. So this behavioral loop is fertile ground for the gangs. And what we've learned from all law enforcement is the big gangs are recruiting kids off the gaming platforms. They identify the kids who are repeatedly using cheat codes, and they go, hey, Rafa, you want to earn 100 Robux? If you do this, I'll give you 100 Robux. And that's what brings the kids in. At a very young age, unknowingly, they step into the wrong path. And we think that's like an ethical fork in the road for this young generation. Do they accidentally slip down into the $23.8 trillion problem and become part of the cybercrime issue? Or do they have a sense of ethics around them, a sense of right and wrong, a sense of the impact of the things that I'm doing, and use their skills like you guys have done to do good things, create things, be in business, have careers, make the world a safer place? And fundamentally, that's what we are focused on doing. The first thing we want to do is reframe the perception of hacking. Actually, I've had some really interesting conversations today, and if Wayne is in here, he and I were on opposite sides of a debate with each other about the word hacking. The media presents hacking like the image on the right. Underground, insidious, no face, a hoodie, doing bad stuff. And that is true of the cyber gangs. But the original hackers are brilliantly smart, who break down existing structures, identify vulnerabilities, and work out how to improve them or make them better. They're people like Tim Berners-Lee, Mira Murati, Megan Smith, Steve Jobs. These are the people who have the right ethical code and use their skills and access to technology to create things. And I was with Tim 2 weeks ago, and I said to him, are you an ethical hacker? And his handler, who's like a ferocious Rottweiler, was like, oh, how dare you, that's so disrespectful. And he actually said, no, I am an ethical hacker. And that's in fact what he's trying to do with this next era of freedom of data. So we want to inspire kids to want to be ethical hackers, to say, hey, with my curiosity and access to technology, I want to be like these guys. I can have a career, and I can earn wealth, and I can sculpt the future. And the best way to do that is to create entertainment. Entertainment is a brilliant way to get people to reframe the perception of something. And that's what we're doing. We are creating a series of entertainment products under the brand of the Hacking Games. So we have a reality TV show that will come out next year. We just did the creative review with Sam and the hacking community yesterday. So exciting. We think the hackers are telling us we've got authenticity. The entertainment industry is telling us we've got something that people want to watch at 9 o'clock on a Saturday night as a family. And that's the perfect mix because it will speak to the masses. So that comes out next year. We've got a documentary coming out next year as well, which is working with Tracelab, who some of you guys might know, which is the OSINT group who rescue missing people, to show the story of how hackers can go from scammers to superheroes. And we have a metaverse gaming platform we're experimenting with Improbable that will spin up to see if we can create a digital world that the kids want to live in and be in and learn from. Once we build that global community, we're going to educate them. We're going to educate them in the ethical hacking side. Not the technical side. There are so many great partners and suppliers that are doing that. We want to help them understand right and wrong and create a qualified labor force to understand what good decisions look like, what the impact of what they do like, what they do are. And then we're going to recruit them. We're going to provide a pathway into the cybersecurity world. There are 4 million people working in cybersecurity globally at the moment. There are 3.5 million unfilled roles. That is set to grow to about 12 million roles by 2027. So that labor deficit sounds like a great commercial opportunity. The truth is, it's making the world unsafer. We need more people. Actually, I was listening to your speech today, and I was sitting there thinking, wow, like, how many more of you can we have in the world for inspiring people and explaining complex things to simple people like me to understand? It was really, really helpful. So we need to do that on a massive scale, and that's what we're trying to do. Sam?
So, just a quick show of hands, actually. Those of you in the room, so I've spoken to a few people today who said that this was them, but there's a little difference in age range in your experience. How many of you started off in the gaming world with cheat codes as part of your journey? Because none of us have ever used cheat codes, right? Never, ever done that, no. It seems to be more and more common. And I think there's definitely people who started off maybe on a slightly more nefarious path in their careers, that maybe have found like a good path through and a career into that, but could have easily slipped into the wrong side of the house. So it's very easily done. I mean, I remember once upon a time when the world was black and white and I was young, that security vendors would not employ someone who would admit to being a hacker. Like, I went through this interview where they were like, "Are you a hacker? Do you know any hackers? Do you hang around with hackers? Are your family hackers? Have you ever walked past a hacker in the street?" And honestly, I'm just like, no, I don't know any of these people, no. And it's ridiculous. Like, there is so much good in this world. So, part of the thing we're building out here, kind of two levels. I see one side as being like the Jedi Council, for those of us that are old and bitter and still love this, of which there are many of you in this room, of the Hacking Council. So the expertise, the experience of the community to build out a council to help build this thing, because we can't do this on our own. We can't. And then the really cool bit, and I love that I'm involved in this, and now I've got to remember what the damn acronym stands for. Council of Young, Bright, Energetic Resources or something. That was what Bea said, being equivalent. Yeah. So we've started, we've got Bea, we've got Marco, and we've got, actually, they can't be here today to talk to you. Do you have the video for me? Okay. This is Bea.
What do I do?
Click again. Technical.
My generation, Gen Z, is the first generation to grow up with technology integrated in every aspect of our lives. Everything from our communication to our education and even our entertainment is online. Though we are growing up with a tech-based lifestyle, most of my generation and Gen Alpha don't actually understand the impact, importance, and capabilities of cybersecurity. This is where the Hacking Games and I come in. My name is Bea Sila. I'm a 17-year-old hacker who has worked in cybersecurity field since I was 11. Through my experience, I now focus my career towards cybersecurity education for kids and teens my age. After seeing my background, the Hacking Games reached out to me in order to collaborate on this mission of ensuring the next generation can use cyber skills for good. The Hacking Games aims to educate everyone about the importance of cyber safety, as well as how these systems we are using actually work, along with the impact they have on societies as a whole. By focusing their efforts towards my generation, they're hoping to make the world and future a better and safer place. So, where do I come in? The Hacking Games wants to ensure the content they produce is not only accurate and informative, but entertaining and engaging towards their target audience, me. That's why we have created CYBER, which stands for Council of Young, Bright, Energetic Resources. We are a group of young teen hackers who can bring our personal perspective into every project Hacking Games will work on, whether that be shows, documentaries, or other content. We are here to bring our input and our advice. So excited to see where this adventure leads us.
Bea's awesome. She's got such great energy. If you haven't seen Bea before, she's done a load of stuff on election hacking. There's a ton of videos on YouTube. Check out her work. She's super cool. Speaking of super cool, I will never forgive Marco Liberali for the fact that, due to no fault of his own, he was on stage before me at Black Hat Middle East, and half the audience left when I went on stage. But I'm not bitter. It's fine. So this is Marco. Marco's 13, and he is amazing.
Hello everyone, my name is Marco Liberale and I am 13 years old. I am an ethical hacker and cybersecurity researcher and a younger speaker at Black Hat. I'm very happy to be part of CYBER. CYBER aims to use the expertise of ethical hackers and cybersecurity professionals to mentor and guide young gamers. By creating a supportive and educational environment, We can empower my generation and the future generations to channel their interest in hacking towards something positive and legal. As a young ethical hacker, I think that it is my responsibility to lead the conversation among my generation about hacking on gaming platforms. Many see it as harmless fun, a way to explore the boundaries of a game and showcase technical skills. However, there is growing awareness that certain forms of hacking, especially those involving cheating or breaching security, are illegal and can have serious consequences. Fostering a dialogue and providing accessible resources to understand the legal and ethical aspects of hacking is crucial in shaping the future generation of responsible cyber citizens.
These kids are awesome. Can you click for me, please?
Yeah.
Thank you. Cool. We've got about 10 minutes, I reckon. So maybe 5 minutes. Okay, real quick. We've got to get to the
Okay, great. So this is what we're actually doing. So we have Untraceable as our documentary coming out next year. It follows the ethical hacking community at Trace Labs. We use OSINT to find missing people. I'm sure a lot of people know people involved. What's really cool is that the Australian government actually give them 12 cases a year that are cold cases to solve, and they work to find the digital footprint of missing people. And then the police go and knock out the door and find the missing people. So the documentary will follow 6 of the ethical hackers, one of them is here today, but I don't know if I can say. And they've normally got a story of their own paths of redemption, where they were maybe on the wrong side when they were younger. And so there's partly their personal stories, and then it's working on a true crime live case, and then the resolution of that in partnership with the Australian Police Force. To be honest, we were all guns blazing to go to Australia and do this, and then the FBI said, well, why don't we do it in America with our own cases? So that's his job to work out how to do all of that. But I think it's cool that we've got, these big countries with amazing police and law enforcement who want to be part of the documentary. So that is in play, should be available for you guys to watch next year. We already had Netflix kind of asking if they could get hold of it, which we politely declined into the TV show called The Hacking Games. That's 6 episodes, competitive format of ethical hackers from around the world competing to be in the Justice League of the world's best ethical hackers, who will then work with law enforcement to solve real-life cases. It's a competitive format. We're reenacting famous live lethal hacks, and these guys have to solve the hacks and the recreations of them. It's a mixture of the intelligence and also the drama and the jeopardy of really famous hacks, including hacks of power stations and hacks of airlines. I think we've got the right balance of authenticity and credibility. Sam, you're on the creative review to make sure that it's authentic and technically accurate, but also the drama and the excitement that can make it accessible to the mass market.
Mission Impossible meets Jason Bourne. That's how you sum that.
With your authenticity and credibility of our community. So that will be tendered out to all the networks, and hopefully will be on air next year, probably in the US first. And then the digital world will start spinning up in the next couple of months as to experiment on what people can do on a metaverse platform. We have the education platform will be available next year in partnership with some of the big education platforms you already know, can't mention who yet. And then we have the foundation, which has 3 jobs. Number 1, publish the vulnerability index, which is the primary research into why kids fall into cybercrime that Jono is leading. Number 2 is develop an ethical code for this generation, written by this generation. Beer and Marco and the rest of the group will do that. And then finally, we call it the Obi-Wan Kenobi platform, but a mentoring platform that connects mentors to what we call digital orphans. Kids are going down the wrong path and aren't being mentored. So we'll structure that, and then we will fund training programs. We are a business. We are a for-profit business, but we have a non-profit arm, which is this part of it. And ultimately, we need to be able to build entertainment assets. That needs to generate money so we can make more entertainment assets, to build more and more awareness, to get more and more of the community involved, which is the path that we're on.
Yeah, it's good. Do you want to put it in timeline?
Timeline. Good. Sam did the animation.
I just want you to see the animation. That's all it is. Just click through. It's fine.
We're developing the content now. Yeah. It'll be live in 2025. Then we're already working on the second documentary, the second TV shows that'll be live probably in end of 25, 26. We'll have the EdTech and career development, we think, ready next year. and the prof is giving us the one finger.
Yeah, cool.
It's like, you're out. And to be continued, we're going to save the world.
Yeah.
Please, we need Rosie.
We need Rosie. Yes.
No, we need what do we need, Sam, in the 1 minute?
There are multiple ways you can get involved. If you come to the website, there's a form down the bottom that says get in touch. You click on community, send us your details. We're looking for people to be on the Jedi Council. We're looking for folks to come and build out the Cyber Youth Council. If you've got ideas and things that you've seen that you've inspired from this, if you hate it, whatever, come and tell us. We'd love to hear from you. That's how you get involved. We're around all evening as well, so come and talk to us. We really want you guys to be part of this.
It takes a village.
It does indeed.
It takes a village. We need everyone involved. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.